I hope you're doing well during this confinement. I'm doing good. And I've been writing, correcting, reviewing papers. And I thought, well, maybe I can give you a little bit of help if you have to write your first paper during this time. Okay, so it's normal that it's a bit difficult. It takes a bit of time. It took me like 5 to 6 years to be able to write paper well. And that was after working with experienced researchers or English natives. So don't worry. There are many ways to write papers. I'll give you mine, and I hope you'll get a few good ideas from the way we do it. So let's assume that your advisor is really happy with your work and said, okay, let's go, let's put it on paper. So what do I do when it happens to my student? We go on the board and we first, maybe we're gonna think about the title, okay? But the title, it's not obvious that it comes right away. So we're gonna work on the pitch. And you have to have the pitch at the real beginning. The pitch is in one sentence, being able to say, what is your main idea? Okay, your main result. It's basically what you want the reader to remember after reading your paper. And you have to remember that one paper, it's basically equal to one idea. It's difficult to squeeze several ideas in a paper without losing your reader, okay? Then you're gonna think about the authors. Who are the contributors who helped you? Who are the people without who you couldn't get all those nice results? And it's not because you're young that you should accept that people who did nothing become authors of your work, okay? Then we're gonna do the outline. And since you're beginners, I would recommend to use a classic outline. So maybe introduction, then you'll have a section that is materials and experiments, and so subsection materials, other subsections experiments, and then maybe a nice section on model and theory, and then results and discussion. Okay. And then conclusions. Conclusion or conclusions. Okay. Okay. So since you've been working quite some time on the results you just got, you probably have a pile of papers. And so in the introduction, you're going to be able to write a nice state of art on the topic. Okay? And that will help you define what do you bring to the game. Okay? What is original in your contribution? Okay, and you're gonna say that in the introduction. And then you'll finish by saying how the paper is organized. Okay? Okay, that's in your introduction. And here, so you'll have a lot of references. So you need to be careful on the references to have really the like the first reference on a result, and not looking only at references that are recent. Okay, it's important to be fair with people who did well. Then, in terms of experiments, it's like for model and calculation, the experiments, the equations, model, calculation need to be described so people can redo them. Okay, you need to write as many detail as you need, so people who don't know you can redo the experiments or the calculation. Okay, now we're gonna probably on the board start actually drawing. Oops, sorry. Drawing some results to organize how we're going to present our results. So maybe I'm going to say, okay, the first main result we want to discuss is this nice behavior that we've got. And maybe the second one is going to be the comparison of our two models, okay, how they behaved. And so that's going to be our main result too, and blah, blah, blah. And I'll organize the figures one after the other to see if my paper flows. Because you're like a storyteller and you don't want to go back and forth. You really want to have your story flowing in one direction to help your reader understanding you, okay? And since I'm talking about figures, it's important to remember a few things. So in figures, you want to have labels, X labels, Y label, and you want to have units, okay? And it's like if you have images, images need scales, okay? On top of that, all your figures need to be referenced in the text. If you don't reference a figure in the text, that means that you don't need your figure. And it's true also for the tables. Tables, figure, they work the same, okay? Obviously, your captions need to be comprehensible. And once you put in your paper a figure, you need to describe it before discussing it, okay? Say, for example, in figure 1, we plotted, or figure 1 shows y in terms of x, before going right away to the discussion. Okay, once we've done that, maybe we can go back here, and after the conclusion, which is where you're gonna remind the originality of your work, what it brings, and also maybe what are the limits and the perspective. You won't forget about the acknowledgement. Acknowledgement for, it could be for someone who helped, but not to the point to be an author, or maybe doesn't want to be an author. You'll have also to cite your financial support, grants, okay? And then you'll finish with the list of your references, where you want to have a nice uniformity. Okay, they have to be all the same. And okay, so once we've done that, the first question we can ask ourselves is, before going on the computer, where should we submit? Okay, which journal? And an easy way to do that, to find it, the good journal, is look at your references. What are the sources? If you have, for example, in your references, 3 papers on mechanics of materials, maybe mechanics of materials is a good journal, is a good fit for your contribution. Okay? And why are we asking this question? Am I asking this question this early? Because I'm going to go on the website, download the template, and read the guide for authors. And I'll follow from the beginning the recommendation, and therefore save some times. Okay, so now that's it. We're done with the board. Usually I take a picture and then the student goes and he has to do the first draft. So good luck, guys, if you have to do your drafts, and good luck for the end of the confinement. I'll see you in the lab. I'll hope soon. Bye.